Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to catch up in one of my old journals. So today we're going to be journaling in I call it my green journal. It's all I need to know this by. But this journal covers the time from March 2023 to July 2023. And it just turned out that most of the empty pages I had were relating to trips to see my boyfriend Cole in the US. At the time of doing this catch-up session, I was actually not far off from visiting Cole, and when this video gets uploaded, I will be visiting him again. So it's just like I had to wait a little bit until I knew I was going back to be able to go back and write about what we did last time. So this particular entry is from the 12th of March 2023, and it says, "My first full day. We were going to see a movie, but in the end Cole didn't want to. It was anime and some sort of crossover with an anime series. I was only going for the date and the butter popcorn, of course. We went to Farm and Fleet to look at cowboy boots, and Cole ended up spending $57 on soap and shampoo. He wanted to get me some Carhartt leggings, and I didn't want him to spend the money, but now I have serious regret. They were like $60. We then got Taco Bell. The burrito was so good, and Baja Blast is just great. It's a new massive craving now. We also went to Goodwill, but there were no good books. I got the Dirty Dancing vinyl, Dad a Ghostbusters one, and a Stanley Cup dupe." If you found my video through the journaling side and not through Know Me already, my boyfriend Cole lives in the US, and when I go over there, I just like to keep so many things that we did, just so many little treasured memories, even going shopping. Like it's a bit silly, really. So what's just happened there is I ended up journaling about the 14th, and it actually turned out to be a really, really emotional day. So this time in March, I only went for a week. And yeah, emotions were running high, so I decided to keep that one off camera. Hope you understand. But now we're on the 16th. And this says, "I actually made a TikTok about my day today, which was quite fun. I sat myself on the sofa with the X by Erin Sterling and the wolf blanket, and Chocolate got very cuddly with me." Chocolate is the cat, just to clarify. "Me, Les and Jax then went to Bash, which was so nice. It felt great to be able to pay for us too, even though Les left the tip to cover for my Britishness. We then went to Prairie Fox Books, and I didn't get anything. I know, I'm shocked too. Les got a young adult romance, and Jax got 2 Dr. Seuss books that he read over and over and over again. We also stopped at Mackey's, and I got a Shamrock Shake. 10 out of 10, amazing, would recommend." I had never had a Shamrock Shake before. I don't know, I was really underestimating how good it would be, but it's basically blended mint Aero, and it's fantastic. And yeah, we went to Bash, which is the burger and sushi house. And I had the volcano, I think, which is like spicy salmon. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so lovely. So yeah, it was a really nice evening to spend with my mother-in-law. So then that little tick sheet I have is something I keep in my general planner, and it's just so that I know what days I'm missing in my journal. So every time I'm finishing one, I actually get to tick it off. Here we have the 17th of March, and this one's a bit funny because I didn't realise that I'd left 2 pages for this day, so tried to cram it all in on the first page. So it says, "Today was an absolutely lovely day. We had a late start, but Cole took off work. We started the day by going to Non and Pa's for a little bit, well, a few hours, and it just feels like visiting my own nan and granddad. Then we went to get Cole's haircut in Ottawa. He really got it all sheared off, so let's watch that grow out over the next year. Definitely freshened him up. I wanted to go to Joliet, but apparently it was too windy for the Jeep, so we went to Peru instead. We went to the mall and hit Spencer's, where Cole got 4 t-shirts and I got the cowboy frogs. It's a t-shirt. It's inappropriate to mention in this video, but it's funny. So then we went to a jeweler's and looked at rings, which was adorable. I then gave into the Hey Dude fad. They're so comfy. Then we went to Target and I didn't buy any books. Who am I? Cole then took me to Olive Garden and got me $30 worth of Animal Crossing merch. That was at Target. That sounds really weird. We went to the Lions Club with Jimmy and Les for some drinks. It was fun. So we went and hung out like with his family, and I think vodka cranberries were like $4. American drinks in his town. I don't know why I'm calling them American drinks, but they're so much cheaper than over here. It's crazy. I was like, yeah, this is so cheap. I'll have several. And then here's me. What am I even doing? Dropping the pen. I don't know. This journal's got so fat by the time I'm writing in it that it's actually hard to write flat on the page. So here's me going, oh no, let me really squeeze all this in. This is awful. I have so much to say. Tick it off. Oh, and I've gone on to another day, so let me pause the video here. So hopefully you're now looking at the screen for the 6th of May, but I just wanted to tell you what I wrote on the next page because it seems I didn't film it. So I said, oh no, I squidged all that writing in and I had another page. So in between Olive Garden and the Lions Club, we went home and FaceTimed Sydney and Travis from bed. I don't know what it is, but just being together to call his friends feels like a normal relationship. We had some drinks at the club while I had some vodka cranberries and met some townies. When we got home, we had drunk chats in the kitchen with Jimmy, which is always fun, and then got in bed to watch some ghost hunting show. So we really got into ghost hunting shows on this trip. And then I will jump ahead to where I currently am in the video, which is the 6th of May 2023, which is day 1 of my 2nd trip of the year. So here we go. I had started this entry on the plane, but finished it off way later. So it starts off, here we go. Currently 7:45 a.m. and I'm sat at the gate waiting for flight number 1. Treated myself to a Burger King sausage and egg, and I now seem to be ready in good time. Fingers crossed this isn't delayed. Also of note, today is King Charles III's coronation, which I'll be missing on the plane. I did want to watch it. And then I've added this little box, I guess, that says, update, on this trip to the US, I barely used my journal. I made sure I kept receipts and packaging, but I really wasn't in the mood to write anything down. I made a few notes on my phone, but this is a good example of where the memories may need to suffice. So then I have to try and loop back to what happened. The journey, particularly BHX to DUB to ORD, is so incredibly familiar now that it doesn't require much thinking. I know where the gates are going to be, how to get through the US pre-clearance, even though that still does scare me, and how to get myself settled on the plane. I don't have anything crazy of note about the journey, except for the fact that we landed an hour early, but the Apple tracking didn't update, so Cole had no idea. Cole having the night job really isn't great for my flight schedule because I might already be landing by the time he wakes up. He came with Hoss to pick me up, who waited in the car park, very tired. And then you can see here I've kept the receipt from Burger King, but whatever glue I used just ate it completely. Like, you can't read it. I mean, I can see it was $5.99. That's all I can make out, and that's because I didn't put glue in that exact spot. So a little bit messy, but there we go. I was flicking through as well just to see whether there was anything else I could write about this day. So you saw some flicks of other pages, but yeah, nothing too exciting. This is now the 7th, and this was such a good day. So what have we got in the middle? We've got Buffalo Wild Wings, we've got pictures of that, we've got a Coles receipt, we've got M&M's, crunchy cookie, they're amazing. So it says, today was an incredibly busy day. As my first full day in the US, the first job, of course, was to go and visit Non and Pa. It's always so nice to go and catch up with them and just have a really good chat. They really feel like my own grandparents. We then went roller skating, which I'd never done before, and I was pretty damn awful. I did manage to stay upright though, which was a huge plus. Me and Cole drove up together, and we were joined by Les, Jax, Grandma Larry, and Grandma G. She's so fun, she makes me smile. Cole was really cute, he kept filming me and dancing with me. It was a proper date. Then to continue the date, we drove to Peru and went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I had a bright blue cocktail and it was so strong. I was a bit wobbly going into Coles where I just bought a USA t-shirt. So that day was actually really funny. We went out for dinner, and I know I always forget that the drinking age is 21 in the US, but clearly I'm nearly 26, so even if it was 21, like, I don't really think about getting ID'd anymore. So I ordered a cocktail and she ID'd me, and then I have to go through the whole, here's where my date of birth is on a UK driver's license. And then it starts a whole conversation of, well, where are you from? What are you doing here? How did you guys meet? Which is sometimes lovely and sometimes like overbearing questions. On this occasion, it was lovely, but yeah, she was very interested in our lives, which, you know, we'll take it. Underneath this, I had a bit of spare room, so I wanted to write about what I did on Monday the 8th. So I just did the same title, Monday the 8th. Not a lot really happened today, just a relaxing day in the house where I finished Good Girl Complex on the back deck with my crunchy cookie M&Ms and a cup of tea in my new mug from Les. Just so happy to be here. So yeah, just relaxing, having a good time, and grateful to be in the same country as Cole for once. Really sitting out there with a cup of tea and my book was pretty much all I did on this trip. So that's another page ticked off, and we are on to the 9th. This day, Tuesday, was an incredibly cute morning. When I woke up, Cole was pretty much up and ready to go. He wanted to take me out for breakfast, so we went to the diner. I just love it when he's so spontaneous like that. When he went to work, and before I could hang out with Jimmy and Les, I sat and read As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson in the sun. And then we go on to the 10th. Then today was As Good as Dead, day 2, and I decided to get in the hot tub and finish it. Definitely darker than the other books in the series, but also the weakest. And then, as if I hadn't had enough diner food, we ordered for dinner. I had an avocado burger, which was pretty good. I'm a big fan of the diner food. Sitting in the kitchen and hanging out with Jimmy and Les is one of my favourite parts of these trips. I then had to make sure I was all packed, because the next day we were actually heading to Wisconsin and Wisconsin Dells, which is like the water park crazy area. They go quite often. I'd obviously never been, and yeah, I was really excited to go, so I made sure that I'd packed my hand luggage size case with everything I needed for the next 4 days and started getting Cole packed up too. So on the 11th, day 1 of my vacation in a vacation. We left for Wisconsin Dells at 10 a.m. and headed straight for the Brat House when we got there. Of course, I had some form of chicken, bacon, and avocado. We then went to stock up on food at Walmart and then checked in at Wilderness on the Lake. It was so fancy, and the Sweet Life luggage carts are real. That was so exciting. Got my cozy on and went down to Cubby's Cove, which was mainly for little kids, but also had pool basketball hoops and a hot tub pool. We went to the arcades, did Take Flight, and ordered pizza. So Take Flight, I've got the ticket down there. It was this like weird 4D cinema experience where you genuinely fly over like countries of the world. So the one that we did over countries of the world was so cool. We did both forms of this Take Flight, but we were flying over London, and I was like sat with Cole going, you've seen that, like it's so cool. Yeah, it was a good day. So then this page, the Michael Kors receipt's completely destroyed. I had to rewrite over where it says Michael Kors, but it's fine. I wanted to keep that receipt forever, but it's okay. So I've got shopping day, I love a bargain, and that continues across the pond. I went and treated myself to a Michael Kors bag, and Cole got me the matching purse. We also spent plenty of time and money in Hot Topic, where I got a Team Edward cup, and in Crocs. We also picked out a ring in K's. ... When we got back, we went to Klondike Cavern and relaxed in the lazy river before going on the hurricane. How fun. Jax then got sick in the Wild West, so me and Cole went to the Swim Up bar and got chicken. I think the place was called Swimmin' Chicken. It was good chicken. And then, is this me working out how many I've got left to do? I think it is. So now we're on the 13th. We started off today with a hunt for coffee at the resort. Jax had perked back up, so we went back to the Wild West. The black hole slide was so good. It was solo, so I was quite scared with no vision, but went on it a lot. We then went back to Klondike Cavern so we could take Jax on Hurricane, and his face made it so worth it. It's a 4-person ring, and I kid you not, it launches you in the air at one point. His little face. He's going to love roller coasters when he's tall enough. They headed back, so me and Cole took some alone time in the water dome. We had a few goes on the slides and then went in the wave pool. I was having a great time, but choked once, and Cole pretty much dragged me out. He's such a productive caveman. We went back and had s'mores looking at the lake and drank cocktails in the hot tub pool. So that was our last day there, I think. Yeah, it was our last day there, and it was just so lovely. Like, I loved going away with Cole's family, and it was such a luxurious place. So it was definitely not anything like I'd experienced before, but just going on the water slides with his little brother, and just, I don't know, it was so cute. I had a really good time and would 100% do it again. I'm not going to crop my mistakes out this video. Let's have it as if that's how I actually talk. Let's not make it factory set. Okay, here we go, carrying on with the journal. So we're actually now writing about the 15th. I missed the 14th, but I do fix that in a second. So for the 15th, I say, Cole got up early today and took me to the diner. I had a chicken bacon ranch wrap, very standard for me. We bumped into Les when she came to get lunch for City Hall. Instead of going straight home, we stopped at Dollar General to stock up on Chloe supplies, meaning more almond milk, Arizona tea, M&Ms, and Twizzler gummies. When we got home, I attempted to drive the side-by-side, but it was really hard. Apparently it's easy once you pick up some speed, but pulling off from 0 miles per hour is really jerky. I'm going to go for a walk tomorrow instead. I don't think I could be trusted to drive this thing in public. Les had to run around for some errands, so I watched Jax. It's really not hard, he's a good kid. So I just sat on the sofa so that I was accessible if he needed me and tried to finish The Lovely Bones. I've been reading this damn book since the 11th, thank God I can't do it, but I also can't DNF it. It's so bad that I had days of relaxing in the Wisconsin Dells water parks and only read about 50 pages. I should have chosen better books. So the side-by-side as a kind of explanation is kind of like a buggy, like a... what would you even call it? It's like a go-kart that you're allowed to drive on the road, and we were kind of willing to let me loose in public driving it until I then tried to drive it and thought I'd have to think about how to control this and also think about being on the other side of the road. So I just decided to walk anywhere if I needed to go. It's not worth the stress of me attempting to drive. So, wow, this one's taken me a long time to write. Should have sped this up a little bit more. I guess it is just a page of writing. There's no pictures to go around. And I'm a much quicker reader out loud than I am a writer, apparently. So yeah, I had actually skipped. So we had our last full day at the Dells on the 13th, and then we came home on the 14th. So I did add a little note. When I'm going to do that, I'm not sure. Clearly I'm sat in front of my finished journal, but I haven't written it yet. When do I realise I've missed a day? Is it soon? I hope it's soon. But there we go. Let's tick off the 15th and carry on with the 16th, I guess. This is the notes app on my phone that I have, so I was just making sure I hadn't missed anything. So the 16th, it starts off by saying, I'm writing this from the comfort of the public library. It's so cute in here and loads of good books to choose from. Hey, I forgot the problem here. The video didn't film properly, so it's frozen. So let me just catch you up on what the rest of the page says, and then it will move on. So it says, it makes me sad I've never been in here before. And that's all I wrote in the library. On this day, I had a lazy start and Cole mowed the grass. And that was pretty much it until he went to work. I then walked to the library, then to DNS for another peace tea. I've been devouring them. Then carried on to City Hall to visit Les. When I got back, I finally finished The Lovely Bones and started The Twilight Wife. I also finished Bridgerton Season 2. Cole got home, showered, and it was bedtime. Hate him working nights sometimes. And then I added a little note at the bottom for the 14th, which says, a couple of forgotten notes from this day. We left Wisconsin at 9 a.m, even though we could have had another day in the water park. We ran to get the Jeep from Jesse's and then had a good nap. We ordered Casey's Pizza and played Evil West, which was a game we started playing so that Cole could play a game and I could watch it and not be bored. So the 18th. Need to actually wrap up the last 2 days. Wednesday was good, another lazy day. I had another lazy start, Cole napped, and I started the After Ever Happy movie. Why was he off on a Wednesday? I don't know. My notes make no sense. Because then I sat outside reading The Twilight Wife and filmed a read with me while I did. Was a good, quiet day. On Thursday, I spent most of the day with Les. Again, a very slow start. It's becoming a trend. And then we went to Prairie Fox Books, where we raided the second-hand shelves. We then stopped at the hibachi box truck and waited there for so long. Luckily, the food's pretty damn good. So yeah, there's a food truck that does sushi, noodles, rice, and it's become a slight crave in the town. So I was like, we have to go. And then we waited for, I kid you not, 45 minutes to pick up this food. If it wasn't good, I was going to throw my toys out the pram. I really was. And there we go, the 19th. Cole took the day off work to spend the day with me. We had a full driving tour of Ottawa, drove into the south side and went to Court Street. It was nice, but it's just a bar, not worth the massive hype. Cole then took me to see the high school. We drove into the parking lot and the football field was exactly like the Vampire Diaries, with the bleachers. Just pirates, not Timberwolves. Our next stop was Bash for dinner, where I had the ramen, which sadly wasn't great. I told the server and Cole was embarrassed once. So yeah, he got really embarrassed by me because I was like, hey, like she came over and said, do you want me to box that up for you? And I said, no, I'm good, thank you. And she asked why, so I told her I didn't really like it. And she took it off the bill. Cole was really embarrassed and I had a full Karen moment that was accidental. So yeah, it felt really, really awkward. And this was the last page I had to finish from my trip. So this is the 20th. My last full day. This day was almost perfect. We drove to Starved Rock National Park, stopping on the way for Starbucks and Dairy Queen. We then ended up walking around for hours. We went to the canyon with the murder caves and then headed back up to the visitor centre where we met Izzy from Cole's work. I heard a lot about him, but had never met him, so that was nice. He brought his girlfriend along too. Turns out he just wanted a quick chat, so we carried on walking. We got so many lovely photos like this one. It was then a little drive back home, then out to the property where Cole wanted new profile pics of me, him, and the Jeep. And then Cole wanted some Polaroids. A lovely last day. So I think this footage actually does stop filming in a second as well, which yay, I'm so glad my camera likes to fail me. But that is all of the content in this journaling video. That is everything caught up from my March and May trips to visit Cole. I really hoped that you enjoyed coming along with me for the update to this journal. If you hate them, let me know. If you love them, let me know. Any feedback on these videos is greatly appreciated. What I can make better, what I can improve. I know the angles needs improving, but I do what I can. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.